Google is quietly purging AI content from the index right now, and most businesses are about to lose half of their pages. It started in early April of 2026. Google denies it's happening. Either way, the pages are disappearing and the fix is the same. So here's your diagnostic. There are three things that determine whether your pages survive. Number one, the links pointing to them. Number two, how they look on the page. And number three, what they actually say. The first two are fairly quick fixes. The third one is the biggest reason your pages are getting cut. My agency runs this exact process on every single article we ship. More research upfront than most agencies bother with. That's why our pages don't disappear when Google trims the index. And it's the same reason AI search keeps recommending them when our competitors get skipped over. So before I get into these three, you need to understand why Google is doing this in the first place. Because once you see the pattern, the fix gets obvious. Google has been fighting AI slop since GPT 3.5 dropped in November of 2022. The helpful content update, the spam updates, the core updates all throughout 2024 and 2025. April is just the latest move in this same pattern. And the reason this keeps escalating is simple. Search is Google's core business. Their most recent earnings showed revenue up 19% year over year. Everyone who keeps saying Google is dead are flat out wrong. Search queries are at an all-time high. This was Q1 26, 10 billion searches a day. This is the engine of this entire multi-trillion-dollar company. The problem is the volume of AI slop has outpaced Google's ability to filter it on the fly. So they shifted. Instead of just trying to rank the good stuff above the bad stuff, they've started cutting at the index layer. Pages don't get demoted anymore, they get removed. And that changes the bar. The old game was rank above the other guys. The new game is convince Google your page is worth keeping at all, right? Different game, different rules. The three reasons I'm about to walk through are how Google decides. So the first one is links. So picture a corkboard. You've got pages pinned all over it. The ones with the most pins holding them up are the ones Google trusts. The ones with no pins at all are the ones that fall off the board. That's what's happening right now. So the first pins you control are internal links. Every page you publish needs links pointing at it from other pages on your site. Pages that are already getting traffic, that are already indexed, that are already trusted. If a brand new page has no internal links pointing at it, we call that an orphan page. And Google treats orphans like they don't exist. But internal links alone aren't enough. You also need external links. That is, links from domains that you don't control. And there are two types that you need to know about. The first type I call hyper-local relevant links. These are the heavy hitters. The local chamber of commerce, local sponsorships, youth sports teams, community charities, local, relevant, high trust. These point at your homepage or GBP landing page, not at individual pages, because their job is to lift the entire domain. 5 to 10 of these across most local sites and most areas is usually plenty. And the second type, this is the one that most people miss. I call them simply, this isn't slop links, okay? That's one link per page. Now that's it. Could be a blog comment, could be a social profile link, could be a private blog network link. So that's a little gray hat. The job of this link is not to push the page up the rankings. The job is to clear a much, much lower bar. The bar of this page is real. Somebody linked to it on purpose. Don't cut it. Leave it in your index, dear Mr. Google. Now, I did say social sites are okay, but we limit one domain per external link. So you can't have 15 links from Facebook, only one. Now, at my agency, when we do work for clients, we have a very hard rule. No page gets published without at least one external link pointing at it from a unique domain. Not one in the queue, not one coming next week, one pointing at it within a couple days of it going live. That single rule is the difference between a page that survives the purge and a page that vanishes by the end of the month. Okay, so that's the pins. Internal links from pages that actually get traffic, hyper-local relevance links to the homepage, and one this isn't slop link per page. That handles the first reason. Now, links alone won't save a page that looks like a wall of text on mobile. So up next is what Google sees when it actually renders your page. Now, Google renders your page in mobile Chrome, not desktop, mobile. And once that page is rendered, Google pattern matches what it sees against the kind of pages that users actually engage with. Pages that get clicks, get scrolls, get time on page. Now, Think about what those pages look like. Subheaders breaking up the content, bullet lists, an FAQ block at the bottom, images, real images, not stock junk or AI garbage, internal links woven into the body, not just dumped in the footer. That's the pattern Google is matching against. Those are the pages that have been ranking high for the past decade. Now, take a look at the average page generated by AI. 1,800 words of solid text. No subsections, maybe a couple, no images, no lists, maybe an H1 on top in it, but basically a brick, a wall of text. And side by side on a phone screen, these two pages don't even look like they're from the same internet. The structured page looks like something a human built for other humans to actually read. The wall of text looks like it was ejected out of a content factory, largely because it was. And Google's pattern matcher knows the difference. It's not subtle, it's not hard to see. So the fix here is not complicated. Add subheaders. Every 1 to 200 words, add at least one bulleted or numbered list, an FAQ block, 2 or 3 real images. Ideally, images of the actual business. If you have them, you can use AI images, but please use decent AI images. Google can tell, your users can tell. And internal links inside the body of the content, not stuffed into the sidebar or the footer. Do those 5 things and your page stops looking like slop. That's it. And that's basically the fix for reason number 2. Basically, design your page to look decent. But here's where it gets interesting, because you can have perfect links pointing at the page. You can have perfect structure on the page, and the page might still get cut. Why? Because of the third reason. And it's the one that I haven't seen many people talking about. So the quick thing, before I get into this third reason, everything I'm walking through in this video, the link rules, the structure fixes, the research process, we go way deeper on all of this inside my school community. There's prompts, there's checklists, the exact templates my agency uses. There's a link in the description if you're interested in joining. Let's go ahead and move on to the third reason. So here's the thing nobody's saying out loud. Your AI content isn't getting cut because it's low quality. It's getting cut because it's redundant. Read it again, redundant. The page reads fine. The grammar's clean. The right entities show up in the right places. But when Google looks at your page next to the top 10 pages already ranking for that same query, your page is saying the exact same things. Different words, same information. And Google does not need an 11th page that covers the same ground as the first 10, so it cuts yours. This is why the agencies pumping out 100 AI pages a month are getting destroyed after Google's most recent update, because AI, by default, will write the average of everything it has read on a topic. And the average of everything written about a plumber Houston is exactly what's already ranking for plumber Houston. Your page is a copy of the consensus. Google already knows the consensus. You're adding nothing. So how do you fix that? You do the research before you write the page, not after, before. And here's what that actually looks like, okay? You're gonna pull the search engine results page, the SERP, for that query, and you're gonna look at the top 10 pages. Maybe read them. Not skim, but actually read them. Write down a couple of notes. What are they saying? So you know what not to repeat. Then you're gonna go to the people also ask, grab the questions that aren't being answered by those top 10 currently. Then you go check out Reddit. Search for the city plus the service. Real threads, real complaints, real questions from people who live in those cities. Go to local Facebook groups. Do the same. Mine the Google Business Profile reviews of your top 3 competitors and read what customers are actually saying. What did they love? What did they hate? And finally, look at your business's own GBP. What categories are they missing? What services don't they have listed? What questions are in their Q&A that no one's answered? By the time you sit down to actually write that page, or have AI actually write that page, you have a list of things to say that are not on the first 10 results. That is the entire game right now. Find what people in that specific city are actually asking about and put that on the page. Not the consensus, the gap. Now look, I'm not going to pretend my agency does this in a notebook, okay? We built a tool for this. I call it the Core 30 agent, and it runs this research at scale across every page we ship. But whether you're doing it in a notebook, or you do it in a Claude window, or you use my tool, the methodology is the same regardless. Research first, write second. And here is where the AI search piece clicks into place. ChatGPT pulls its results mostly from Bing's web index. Google's AI overview obviously pulls from Google's index. Same quality bar in both directions. The pages getting cut from the index are the same pages AI search is skipping over when it answers a question. And the pages that survive that cut are the pages that get cited in the AI answer. Several people have shown that when pages get removed from Bing or Google's index, the AI answers change. That's why this matters. Way past indexing. The same fix protects you in 2 places at once. Okay, here is your diagnostic. Right now, open up Google Search Console, go to the Pages report, and click Why Pages Aren't Indexed. Look for the line that says Crawled Currently Not Indexed and Discovered Currently Not Indexed. If those numbers have recently been spiking, you have your answer. You're in the purge. Now, crawled not indexed is the absolute worst case scenario. That's Google politely telling you that it looked at your page, it read the content, and it's trash. Complete garbage. It's so bad that no human on this planet would ever find any value in reading it, so Google will never show it to anyone. That's not me saying it. It's Google saying that. Google is calling your site spam. That category needs to be 0, okay? Now, look, like I said, doing this research manually is doable. But doing it for 40 pages every month for multiple clients, that's where this starts to fall apart. And that's the problem that we ran into at my agency. And it's the problem that we built this tool to solve. Now, if you want to see how we do this research at scale, the exact 8-pass process every single page goes through before a single word gets written, I made a full video walking through that tool. Click the video on the screen now to see it.